What's up guys, it's Boondocks, and today I want to talk about why health is the far greater defensive stat than shields. Now, this will of course not apply to all Warframes, and I will be pointing out a few examples. Shielding may be better for new players, but I want to explain why health is the superior value, and sorry, there will be some math. For starters, let's point out why shields will most likely be better for new players. It's pretty simple. New players don't have access to all the mods to support health regen, or the health drop pads to cover whenever you have major losses. With that in mind, a hit and run playstyle will probably be better for new players, as it allows them to go and hide while their shields regen. And because of that, this will be the superior survivability technique. However, there will be a point where new players eventually unlock the resources to allow a full health playstyle. This is when players should learn to go towards this playstyle and make that shift. Let's talk about the two things that health provides that shields do not. The minor benefit is that shields provide zero protection from toxic damage. Any toxic damage taken will go directly to your health. That means that while fighting any Grineer, Nox, or pretty much any infested, you have a much higher chance of getting downed if you have a low health pool and a massive amount of shields. The major benefit is that armor does not benefit shields, only health. Armor reduces the total amount of damage taken to your health, and therefore increases your total effective health. In order to calculate your effective health, you need to use a relatively simple equation. Here's the math part. Effective health is equal to your net armor plus 300 divided by 300, then multiplied by your total current health. For comparison, we're going to look at three quick calculations for a couple different Warframes. I've selected each one with different armor values, but with 300 health and 300 shield. The reason I went this route was by either adding a redirection or a vitality, the health and shields will both equal 740, assuming they're maxed. We'll start by looking at a caster frame in the form of Trinity. Pure casters only have 15 armor, and after our calculation, we can see that they have 777 effective health. Now, if the frame had more shields, so in the case of Volt, the armor does not match up as he would have 890 shields. Then, if we look at a frame like Titania, which has 65 armor, this will bring the effective health to 900. When compared to a frame of 450 base shields at this point, it's still superior, as 900 is greater than 890 any day of the week. Finally, we can look at a semi-tanky frame in the form of Excalibur. He has a base armor of 225, and as you can see, this means his effective health becomes 1,295. Now, if we put a steel fiber on him, it raises the armor to 472, and his effective health becomes 1,904. As you can see, health with even a little bit of armor makes it outstrip shielding. And I swear I'm done with the math, more or less. To see how they really stack up, we need to talk about the mod support, starting with shields. For shields, there are a few different ways of benefiting yourself. Obviously, there's the mods that just add more total shield, but then there's others that increase your shield recharge rate. There's 3 in total, but each is going to require a Warframe mod slot. There is a single mod that reduces the delay timer, but that's in Conclave only, so unless you're a PvP player, it's not going to be available to you. Second, there exist the Augur set mods. These convert a percentage of your energy spent into shields. With 6 equipped, it's 240% of the energy spent is converted to shields. Now, this might sound good on the surface, but there are a few major drawbacks. To begin with, this is only effective if you're spamming abilities. However, when spamming abilities, you do not want to have them as expensive, and by reducing the cost, you reduce the shields gained. In addition, this does not work with channeled abilities such as Ember's World on Fire or Mesa's Peacemaker. Second, the mods themselves are all weaker variants of other mods, 2 of which, Augur Seeker and Augur Accord, are just generally considered bad. Some of the mods, like the aforementioned Seeker and then Augur Secrets, are also pretty rare. As a side note, there is an aura mod called Brief Respite that works nearly the same. For arcanes, there are only 2 to talk about: Arcane Barrier and Arcane Aegis. Barrier has a 4% chance on hit to restore 100% of the shields, while Aegis has 6% chance on hit to restore 60 shields per second. In all honesty, these are two very nice arcanes, but you can do almost the same thing with health. Finally, there are the Syndicate weapons. The only Syndicate proc that restores shields are the weapons from Parent Sequence. And all the weapons from Parent Sequence are typically considered bad by the larger Warframe community. While that's not to say that you might find one or two in there that you appreciate and enjoy using, I personally do not find a single one enjoyable. For health support, we have the previously mentioned armor mod in the form of steel fiber, and a nice little side support or utility in the form of armored agility, which gives 45% more armor and 15% sprint speed. Next, there's the methods of regaining health, which take a more proactive approach compared to the shield's run and hide approach. The major source is melee attacks, in the form of either Life Strike or Healing Return. Life Strike, even at rank 1, gives 10% lifesteal for no real energy cost whatsoever, and when hitting multiple enemies can heal to full almost instantly. For Healing Return, it heals for 11 health per status effect on an enemy. While this will obviously greatly benefit Warframes that can spread status effects, especially Saren, in general, putting status on enemies isn't that difficult, and if you're hitting a group, you can easily heal full as well. For arcanes, there are many, so I'm just going to talk about my two favorites. First, there's the very similar Arcane Grace, which has a 6% chance on hit to regen 4% health per second. Secondly, there's Arcane Guardian, which has a 20% chance on hit to gain 600 armor for 20 seconds. That's additive armor, by the way, which means it triples your effective health alone. So even on a caster frame like Trinity, you gain over 2,200 effective health, and that lasts for 20 seconds. More than enough time to heal up and keep fighting. For weapons, there's also multiple syndicates that have access to healing procs: Steel Meridian, New Loka, and Arbiters of Hexus. Heck, there's even a syndicate mod that you can toss on an MK1 Furus for 20% lifesteal. I haven't even touched the operator mods or gone over any of them, but they all have the ability to provide health regen when there's nothing for shielding. Now, health, of course, isn't for everyone. It does absolutely nothing for Hildren, and frames like Equinox, Mag, and Harrow can have overshields which support a more shield-based defense. In addition, Hildren, Mag, and Harrow all benefit from having massive shield pools and generally don't scale well off of health to begin with. Other frames like Trinity and Volt can use augment mods to grant themselves and their teams overshields. But this is another mod slot lost, and you have to decide whether or not it's worth it. Finally, shield restore pads grant overshields, while health pads only heal to max life. Because of this, the overshield from the shield restore pads is obviously a superior thing than the health restore. I hope I've actually shown why health is the superior defensive stat when compared to shields. With only a minor amount of armor, it outpaces shields in effective health and can easily be restored with a more active playstyle. While shielding benefits new players with its ability to restore itself, health will always be what you see on most frames when being built. Anyways guys, until next time, like, comment, subscribe, good luck, have fun, and peace.